Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, do we have a program today? It's our 100th You Can't Make This Up episode. And guess who's joining us today live? And again, send in your questions, send in your comments. Sassy Pants John wants to hear about him. Please welcome all the way from Australia, John Prescott, and from Las Vegas, Nevada, Curt Reed. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us. Woo! Woo!
No worries. Thank you.
Fabulous Las Vegas.
Fabulous Las Vegas.
Good to be here. And hey, look, checks in the mail, right?
No. I tried to explain to somebody the other day, this doesn't pay anything. So I tell you what, John, by the time we get to the end of the program, we'll have a tip for you.
Can't wait.
I hear the dividends from heaven are incredible. So
I don't know if you get any dividends for doing this program. Maybe for some of the other things we do. I'm not expecting heavenly rewards for this program.
You know what? At this point we're gonna be calling this show Grace for Our Times.
Is it?
it kind of sounds like a soap opera, though.
Yeah, Grace for Our Times.
Grace for Our Times. Welcome to Grace.
So, John, what time is there in the Gold Coast of Australia?
7 a.m.
7 a.m. Is that early? Because to me, half my day's gone by 7 a.m.
All right. Well, I'm a night owl, so yeah. No, I'm here.
So, actually, we just want to give you a bad time. I know. Curt does. Right, Pastor Curt?
Oh, any opportunity that I have.
You know what? If your audience could only see the behind the scenes.
Oh, if they could only.
Hey,
if they could only.
If they could. Well, right now they're seeing what we deal with each other. Hey, by the way, I want to give a shout out to Freddie, who is online right now in the comments. Joined us in Redlands, California last night. Hey, Curt, Redlands is not too far of a drive for you. We're looking at possibly doing a conference there coming up in 2026. I think you could drive in for that. Was it about 3-hour drive, right? So
sounds great.
It was a great time at Redlands at the Ark Church on Wednesday night. We had a blast. So indeed, Freddie, you're awesome, but not as awesome as Jesus. Okay, you guys ready? We're going to show this first video.
We're ready to go. Let's do it.
And then this will give you the opportunity to talk about Minnesota when we're done here in a minute, John. Because
oh gosh.
Okay, ready? We're gonna watch the cheerleaders from the Minnesota Vikings. No, friends, no. This isn't about the girls. This is about something entirely different and repulsive. Are you ready?
We're ready.
The NFL Minnesota Vikings cheerleader. Watch this and get ready to barf.
Before you get freaked out by these new male cheerleaders that the Minnesota Vikings have taking the field today, just remember that in Minnesota, this is pretty much how all guys act. Case in point, the governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz. Which one of them did it better? You've got this new male cheerleader from Minnesota, but then you've got the OG male cheerleader from Minnesota, Governor Tim Walz. I wonder if the Minnesota Vikings put tampons in the locker room.
So there you go, John. Okay, I mean, it's just repulsive.
Listen,
this is just insane.
This makes you want to be a Green Bay fan.
And you're from Jersey. Jersey/Australia.
Yeah, so
this is like, I mean, no kidding. I look at this and go, okay, so we went from people being offended because there were girls in cheerleader costumes, like, right? And now we end up with that. Friends.
I feel like I've just been visually assaulted.
You have been, Curt. You have
visually
been visually assaulted.
Yes, visually assaulted by I don't know which is worse, if it's the one guy there doing his little dance routine, or if it's Tampon Tim doing his routine. I don't know.
I'm telling you, I believe, guys, this has got to be something they're putting in the water in Minnesota, because you know, I just actually went to Minnesota in my trip to the U.S. there, and I actually met up with Ken Michael. Now, we ended up going out to lunch. This is a true story. We ended up going out to lunch, after we spent the morning together, and I ended up going to the restroom right before, we ended up ordering food. And sure enough, in the bathroom there, they've got a basket full of tampons. This is no joke. They got a basket full of tampons right there. So I just, as a joke, grabbed one of the tampons and went back to the table. I said, "Hey, Ken, here you go." And he looks at that. And then all of a sudden he got up on the table and started dancing like a cheerleader. I'm telling you.
That is great. I hope Ken sees this program. Ken, we're going to make sure you see this. By the way, Lisa Nelson says, "I'm burning my Vikings jersey." That's right. You go, girl. Burn that thing. That is disgusting. All of my, Pookie says, it's not the Vikings, it's the Yikings. So I texted all of my friends that were Viking fans the other day, and I said, "Watch this, you filthy animals. I don't think they're Viking fans anymore." That's just disgusting. Totally disgusting. And by the way, somebody, Bia Berean, says to both of you men, "Where are your Billy Crone jackets?" And I'll take it a step further. Not only are you not wearing one of these, you don't even have a "You Can't Make This Up" shirt on. I am so disappointed, but thank you, John, for wearing a Hope for Our Time shirt. Curt, you don't even have, look at you. Oh.
Hey, listen, the last time that I had
Half your viewers.
the last time that I put on a hat, I think I might even have had it on backwards, I don't know, that I had somebody criticize me for it.
Was it me? Was it me that
No.
criticized you? Oh, well then,
I'm like, come on,
hey.
gotta have some fun. This is the wildest thing I've got to wear. That's why I put on this bright Hawaiian shirt with the spray. This is the wildest thing I've got.
So we never gave you one of these shirts?
No, oh no, I
gave-
do have that. I do have that.
Oh, that's even worse. You have it, and you're not even wearing it. John has an excuse. He's like a million miles away. It costs $10,000 to ship him a hat and a shirt. I can't believe it. So Pookie wants to know, John Prescott, did you record Ken dancing? You didn't just pick your nose on camera, did you?
I have an itch. It's
Okay, it's okay then.
Oh my gosh, this is equal opportunity offending me here. Okay.
We're just getting started. Even Bia Berean says she or he. Are you a he or she? Because I can't tell. It just says Bia Berean. So, but even Bia Berean says they even have a "You Can't Make This Up" shirt. John, you have an excuse. Next time we see you, we'll give you one in person because we can't afford to ship it to Australia. Curt.
Okay.
Curt, we probably worked out a deal with a "You Can't Make This Up" shirt and hat. You know, you should be ashamed of yourself. All right.
I know.
Let's just move on. Are you guys ready? We got a lot to go through. All right.
We're going to be forever here.
Are you ready for this one?
Go for it.
A man arrested after sandwich thrown at federal agent in Washington, D.C. Did any of you guys see this?
Oh, yeah.
This is great. I guess he's really upset. So he orders this is all over Babylon Bee. This story's everywhere. And he worked for the Department of Justice. Apparently, he was an Obama / Hillary / Biden / Kamala / Tampon Tim fan. He threw a Subway sandwich. And now he's looking at prison for an assault with a deadly weapon.
Oh, come on.
You know where he went wrong? You know where he went wrong?
Yeah, I do.
It needed to be Winchell's Donuts.
then what?
Oh my gosh. A cop donut joke, really?
I know John wants to say something. I see John.
All I was going
Subway.
to say is, look, if I were Subway, I'd be approaching this guy to be their poster child. Great marketing campaign.
By the way, Lisa says that she needed some laughs this afternoon. Lisa Nelson. So, and
We're
apparently
here.
you're not delivering. No, I'm kidding. You are delivering. They're having a good time. John, you're always good for some.
I told you, we need to see third cup Johnny, not second cup Johnny.
It is early in the morning.
Well, if you would have gotten up at 4 or 5 in the morning instead of 10 minutes ago.
At
Fair
least you're
enough.
not in your pajamas. So, hey.
You don't see me below here. I don't. Curt, don't stand up. Do not stand up. All right. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe this.
All right, this next video is going to discuss both of you. If John didn't just freak everybody out with that comment, this will. All right, because we got a lot of stuff to work through. You ready? This is a preacher queering Jesus. Watch what he does. Watch this.
Queer was Jesus. He was an observant Jew, but he was 30 years old, no wife, no job, hung out with 12 other dudes. That's pretty queer. Queering the Bible takes Jesus and other outsiders and religiously stigmatized folks in the past and juxtaposes them with contemporary queer folks and Christians, realizing that despite our past cultural differences, sexual and gender differences, that we share similar histories of out-of-placeness or vilification.
What do you guys have to say?
That is the epitome of grace in action.
It's disgusting.
Why there was no lightning bolt.
Yeah, no kidding.
You know what blows my mind is that guys like that even have an audience. Well, maybe he doesn't have an audience. You don't hear anybody in the background there. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't have an audience. But that guys like that people actually view that people listen to that people actually think that he's speaking like God's truth or something. I mean, welcome to the day and age in which we're in, guys. Listen, in fact, I just talked about something similar to this last night. We're going through the book of Deuteronomy on our Wednesday night service. And one of the things that I was talking about is how there's this group of guys that are out there, and they're all into Bible prophecy. They're putting their stuff out there on YouTube. They're all into Bible prophecy. And what are they doing? They're also date setting. And they also are self-proclaimed pastors now, it appears. And they are LGBTQ gay-affirming Christians. I mean, guys, we have entered into bizarro world. I mean, you can't make that stuff up, guys. No. Listen, take that to the Gaza Strip, take that to other parts of the world and watch what they do with it.
Let me ask you this, Curt. Can you be, you said LGBTQ affirming Christian, can you be? Is there such a thing?
Well, in their eyes, there's such a thing.
Okay, their eyes. Because, I mean, I look at this and go, you know, the Bible's pretty clear on, I think in Matthew chapter 7, Jesus says, they'll say to me in that day, well, we did this in your name and we did that in your name. And then Jesus says, depart from me, I never knew you. He doesn't say you never claimed to not know me or anything like that. The assumption is they claim to know him. He says, I never knew you. And you look at these things, 1 Timothy chapter 4, what do we have? Doctrines of demons, deceiving spirits, speaking lies in hypocrisy, having your own conscience seared with a hot iron. Speaks to, I mean, I look at those things and think, what an apostate church we have.
Well, yeah, I mean, absolutely. And I mean, what do we, I think it was Jan Markell that had said years ago, what did you think the end would look like? Right? I mean, it's absolutely off the rails. This kind of stuff is infiltrating the so-called Christian church. They're trying to infiltrate. Listen, these guys that are out there, they drop scripture like there's no tomorrow. Right? Hey, listen. The adversary is great at that. He knows the word very well. That's the reason why he's able to manipulate it as well as he's able to manipulate it. But remember now, listen, even when Jesus was led by the Spirit into the desert, right after he was baptized by John, and what happened? The adversary came 3 times, and what did Jesus do all 3 of those times? It is written, it is written, it is written. That's the key for us as Holy Spirit filled, born again, followers of Jesus Christ, is that we ourselves need to do, as it says in the word, study to show ourselves approved. We ourselves need to know the word of God. And remember what it says in the book of Romans, there where it says, listen, not only those who do these things, it gives a whole list of things, not only those who do those things, but those who approve of doing those things as well. Listen, guys, God's going to deal with it. I mean, we talk about that on this program all the time. Listen, Jesus is coming back.
Yeah. So, John, what do you want to say?
All I was going to say is that's a great passage. I almost want to say that in relation to the scripture that you brought up to what we just saw there, I think they're like not even close to the fence. I think, when I read that scripture, what I interpret with that is more along the lines of, God judges the heart. So really, when those people are out there doing those good deeds, and I'm talking specifically, within the church, because he was addressing the church, are you doing these things for yourself, or are you doing it truly for the kingdom of God? I mean, that to me is more the delineation between the 2 points.
Yeah, especially
if kind of those people affirming that stuff over there, it's like, well, I think that's pretty clear what's going on.
Especially since the kingdom of God is bringing in righteousness, certainly not that. Where Romans chapter 1 is obvious. God says, "I'll turn you over 3 different times: men lying with men, women with women." So yeah, kind of problem. Okay, Curt, you brought up something else, and I think John's going to want to comment on it. You look at right now, you have these people who are self-proclaimed pastors. They're all over the internet, and now they're even in the prophecy world. They're predicting the date of the rapture. It's off the charts. I see it. So, but we knew this, Curt. I remember talking with you that when you roll around to August every single year, and it gets worse and worse. You brought up it's just going to be worse this year than last year. Every single August, these guys start saying the rapture, hey, it's coming, it's high watch time, or whatever it is they call it. I don't know what they call it. But it's because of Rosh Hashanah and Yom Teruah. It's because of these Jewish feast days, and they do it every year. And people believe it. And what's amazing is the same people who believed it last year didn't happen, go back and believe it again this year. But it happens over and over and over. To me, I find it very disgraceful and dishonest. And I look at it, and it really creates a dynamic of anxiety. I mean, what happens come October when we're still here? Every year this happens, and it gets worse.
Well,
Tom, listen,
You're next, John. You just got cut off, but you're next, John.
oh, thank you, Tom. Anyway, no,
I can't help it if Curt cut you off.
all I was going to say is, if haven't you heard though, September 23rd, it's right around the corner. That's the date I've been hearing.
Is that the date this year?
Yeah.
So I have a story to tell about this. Curt, okay. Go ahead, Curt. Sorry about that.
Here's the thing. I have read the comments in past years from people that are on those programs, okay, that listen to those programs after those things don't happen, as those guys say that, or very strongly suggest that they're going to happen, right? And these people some of these people sound on the brink of suicidal. Some of these people are on the brink of walking away from the faith. Guys, I've read the stuff myself. This is the detrimental effect that happens with this kind of stuff. And what blows my mind is that where are these people's viewers calling them to the carpet? And how do you have the audacity to have such a level of, I don't know if it's pride, ignorance, or all of the above, when the word says no man's going to know the day or the hour, but all of a sudden what? Like you've got some divine revelation from God that God is now the author of confusion, and he goes against what he's already previously said? Give me a break.
So let me speak into this too, because I think I see what's going. Just even recently, I've had an incident happen where somebody has even approached me going down the rabbit hole, and they have assured me they are going to be left in the 7-year tribulation, and God has a mission for them. And what I see happening here is a lot of these people. I mean, look, I don't want to stereotype this, but in this particular case, this is someone who I know who is very isolated, does not have any mentors, or not surrounded by certain people. And look, this is what Satan does. He will isolate people to get them to then basically tell them lies, and there's zero accountability at that point. And when they get so assured of themselves, so that when the accountability does come in, it's kind of like, well, Satan's already played on the pride issue there. So it's like, oh, no, you don't know what I know. And so that's I think a lot of times what psychologically is happening, and how Satan works and deceives these people. And look, this, our job, at least why I don't care about this stuff, is because I've got a mission. It's the Great Commission. How many people can you be telling the gospel to, and how do you go about doing it? And I think so long as Christians, we're doing all of that, whatever it might be. I mean, you don't have to be on YouTube and do all this kind of stuff. I mean, you've got your own circle of influence, even if it's just a couple of people. That's why I'm constantly encouraging people. If you don't know your word, you're going to be in trouble. So go read your word, understand it, surround yourself with people who can sharpen you, and there you go. And that's really, that's all I can say on that.
I wholeheartedly agree. I had I get, like you guys, I get a lot of things that are sent to me. I get books, I get manuscripts, I get letters, I get all kinds of stuff, right? In the snail mail and email or whatever. So I decided recently I'm going to start saving all of these things I get that are predictions, for example, of Antichrist, false prophet, and the rapture. I mean, how many people said the last pope was the Antichrist or false prophet? We kept warning. What if he dies? Then what are you going to do? He's not going to die. He's going to be in the tribulation. All right, whatever. So he's dead. So I get this one recently, and I think the person was well-meaning. It was very thick. It's a full-on. It had math equations. I know they were well-meaning, but they said this. I know how you think, me, because apparently watching this program might be watching this. So I'm not trying to put down that part of sincerity at all. But he said this. He gave his dates, again, September. I don't know who the person is. He gave his dates. It's going to be this September. Here's all the reasons why. Major math equations. I think AI helped him to achieve the dates and so forth. Oh. And then he said this, most interesting. And he said, I know what you're thinking, that I'm wrong. And he goes, that's okay. And he goes, and then he said this, and if I am wrong and I'm still here, he said this, I would rather be wrong and excited about the rapture than be right and not excited. I thought, this is insane. And so I think it's that thinking that gets people engaged, because they're hooked on the adrenaline from the sensationalism.
Right.
And that's a dangerous place to be. As a teacher, we're going to stand before the Lord for, like you said, Curt, with the people who they're broken in tears. They come to the end. They depart from all of this, and then they start saying, you guys are all crazy, because they have these teachers who've led them astray. Every one of us are going to give an account to the Lord. And back to what you said, John, I look at this, at our ministry at Hope for Our Times. It isn't just making videos. We have 3 missions in Mexico we do. We now have an outreach in the old city of Jerusalem to reach with the gospel, Arab and Jew alike. We have a pro-life center, Birth Choice, that we financially support and come alongside, because we're supposed to be doing business until he comes, occupying until he comes. And I look at this and go, It's not about sensationalism. No, it's about the hope of Jesus and connecting the dots so people can see. But to have to, this kind of stuff is insane. It's sensationalism, and it's, quite frankly, when you say you win people over because you gave them a false rapture date, what'd you win them over to? You know, you look at this. I mean,
this whole sensationalism that is interconnected with the date setting is nothing short than what one of my mods had called Christian heroin. Okay, I mean they get.
That's a great term.
Seriously,
that is, yeah.
seriously,
Oh, yeah.
it's like they're getting high on this stuff, but it's not real. Okay, listen, guys, God doesn't need our help with anything. I'm excited about what's in the Word of God. I'm excited about what God's doing. I'm excited about people coming to Jesus. Those that are here in our churches growing in the Lord, all right? I don't need some false thing to get me excited. Listen, I'm excited that the rapture is going to happen, but I don't need something false to excite me.
Amen. Amen.
Well,
Okay. Go ahead, John.
Oh, I was going to say, and this is why I just had this conversation with Lee Brainerd just a couple of days ago. Stop focusing so much on the rabbit holes, because that's exactly what it is. It's a rabbit hole, dead end, and it distracts you from Scripture and the Bible and truly your God's purpose for your life.
And every single rabbit hole is dark. Rabbit holes don't have any light. They have no light. And every one of them also has a dead end, including the rabbit hole that talks about the elders of Zion inventing Israel and all that stuff. I got a full-on podcast I'm doing on those things because they all have a dead end because somebody began those things. So
Wow.
it was the devil through people. But okay, we've got. You look like you want to say one more thing, Curt.
I was going to say something really quick. You yourself had said, we were having a conversation one day about this whole thing, and you said to me, rabbit holes never lead to Jesus. I've never forgot that.
They don't. They never do. They will lead you away from Jesus. They will never lead you to Jesus. You got to stick with the Bible. Okay,
Amen.
Now we need a little bit of humor, right?
That's right.
Okay, you guys ready? Everybody out there ready for a little bit of humor? Because you're going to get some. Okay, all right. Imagine if Joel Osteen was a pharmacist. Ready? Watch this video.
I was in Texas, had to go to the pharmacy there, and the pharmacist looked and sounded exactly like Joel Osteen. Imagine if Joel Osteen was your pharmacist. Well, here's your prescription, Mr. Wiley. And don't worry about all these negative side effects. We just like to focus on the positive. Do you have your CVS card? Hold it up and say it like you mean it. This is my CVS card. I will get the discounts that I can. Today, I will get a receipt that could wallpaper my entire bathroom. Joel.
Does that pretty good.
That is hilarious. So we need a little bit of a humor break. Are you on
It reminds me of, remember the Joel Osteen cube?
No.
Cube of affirmation?
No, I don't.
No.
I was never really into Joel Osteen that much, John.
No, I know we did it. I brought it up on your show one time.
I wasn't
There's
paying any
literally
attention
like
to
this,
you.
this cube. You push a button and then it gives you your daily affirmation.
Seriously?
Yeah, Google it.
Wow.
Maybe we should all get one, just for fun. Oh my gosh, this stuff's just nuts. That pharmacy thing was that was hilarious.
That's good.
All right, let's talk about Russia. Ready? Okay, this one is from the Babylon Bee. Check this out. Trump negotiates Russian ceasefire by giving Putin California. However, Putin says he has enough crazy people already. He doesn't want California. I'm sure the same thing would be if he tried to negotiate Minnesota too now after watching that stuff. But Curt, we have a video. Okay, I want you to talk about this. We're going to show you the video that you sent. We've seen this stuff going on with Trump and the world leaders and everything. Talk about that first, and then introduce your video because it's kind of funny.
Okay, yeah, so we've all been seeing what's been going on. Trump, the world leaders, of course, they've been down there at the White House, and pretty incredible scene and all. And well, I think that this next video clip that you're going to see here, it just really sums it up with Trump on the world scene right now.
You know what? If AI was made just for these kinds of videos, I'm in.
And I think I hear Craig in the background there laughing.
You hear everybody laughing.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Glad you liked that one, Craig.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
John, what do you think?
Wait. I got to say something else.
Okay.
Yeah, listen. And then how many people out there are saying, you know, Trump is the Antichrist, right? Gosh, no.
Oh, look, if it were up to me and you know, we had free reign of this, I'd love to see Putin and Gavin Newsom like in a wrestling ring with Tom Hughes on the sidelines, you know, as the referee or something.
I would love that.
That would be funny.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this
Google
corner. That would
AI.
be great. I would love it. Can I wear this jacket? This would be great. Oh, wait,
Tom
before
Hughes
we
is
even...
the referee.
I would like to see Putin win because I'm stuck with Gavin Newsom, whatever the guy's name is. I'm glad I don't have to deal with Tampon Tim, but I got to deal with whatever that guy is.
Yeah, pick your poison.
Pick your poison. Hey, so apparently, John, this is for you. They've pulled up a picture of the Joel Osteen cube. Is that it? Okay,
That's it.
Can you buy that at Amazon? Over 400 inspiring and uplifting messages.
That's it. Have you not seen this?
I don't remember. Okay, Gwen Stone says, I think this is for you, John. My husband's cousin sent me one. I threw it away, John. I think that's crazy. I got to find out from Gwen if you have time to answer. Gwen, I mean, does your husband's cousin follow Joel Osteen, or they just think it was funny? Because I'll tell you what I did one time. Curt, you'll appreciate this, right? So this is probably about 20 years ago, 15 years ago, somewhere in there. I was, you know, being senior pastor of a church, my associate pastor, my assistant pastor, right-hand man, he was the other teacher besides me. I went into his library one time, and I took some books off his shelf, and I put them on his desk, and I signed, I love you, Joel Osteen, on like 3 of his books.
Oh my gosh.
Now, these were books I knew were
That ain't right.
They were throwaway books. I wouldn't have done it to his commentaries. He would have killed me or something like that. But they were books that I knew I could get away with it, and it was just great. Like every day, I think I even might have written on there like every day's a Friday or something like that. Whatever, your best life now, whatever. But it was probably a good 15 years ago. So whatever Joel Osteen had going at that time. So anyways, okay, enough of Joel Osteen, right? On Putin, let me ask you this. I'm just curious, both of your thoughts. Trump summons world leaders to him. We have this major push towards peace and safety. Hence, as Curt, as you said, people are saying, look, Trump's Antichrist. As we look at this is the way I see it. Listen, this precedent has been set. The world is starving and crying out for peace and safety. And we know it's a biblical, it's like a rally cry. I think it's what Peter Thiel said with peace and safety. But does that mean Trump is the Antichrist because we see this major push towards peace and safety?
No. I mean, hey, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not happy with a lot of the people that are surrounding the president by any means. You know, Thiel is certainly one of them. In fact, Peter Thiel, it's really interesting, and I just don't quite know what to do with it yet, but he keeps on talking about the Antichrist a lot. Have you noticed that? Have you noticed that, John?
No.
I have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. In fact, it's not just recent. I quoted him a year and a half ago. He brought up the same passage from 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. Same passage. I got to reference this, and then we'll come back to that, right? Gwen Stone she does answer on the Joel Osteen thing. This is what she said, John. Her cousins or whoever it is listens to Joel Osteen, and it wasn't a joke to anyone. And she also likes TD Jakes. So there. So she sent it.
Yeah.
So I don't think Gwen's cousin is going to be watching this program if she watches Joel Osteen. So
You know, the problem with that
her.
too is I would actually, even just as a joke, love to have the Joel Osteen cube, you know, on my desk here somewhere. But the problem with that is I'm not giving him any money. So, you know,
let me
that's
ask
the
you.
rub.
I want to ask Curt about that. Curt, do you think if John had one of those, it would be a joke, or do you think he'd be serious?
Oh, come on.
Is he a closet Joel
Don't
Osteen
even,
fan?
Curt, don't answer that.
I think what he'd be doing is he would go in the basement there of his home and just quietly listen to that thing. Yes, he's like, on days that he's just bummed out, you know,
Like-
the waves aren't what he wants them to be over there, you know, or he has to get up before 7 a.m. in the morning, you know, and he needs some kind of encouragement.
Wow, John. I think
you know,
Curt is just.
At this point, I think we all need cubes. I'll send you a cube of me and my recordings of, you know.
I
I'm
will
here,
listen
wake
to
up.
you. I will listen to John Prescott.
This
You're not
reminds
going to
me of
invite
many
me.
years
You're
ago.
not going to invite me there now, are you?
I don't think he's ever going to invite
You were
to Australia.
invited.
Many years ago, I wanted to invent misfortune cookies instead of fortune cookies. And when people would break them open, it would say, on your way home, you're going to break your leg and stuff like that. Instead of fortune. And then I thought, what if it happens? I'd get sued, so I never invented them.
Well, you know, if John has a cube, like I mean, before the show, remember we're calling him Sassy Pants John here, right? He's going to have the sassy cube. It's going to be the sassy cube. See,
like-
and listen, you're laughing so hard because you know it. You know it.
I think we better move on
There
from
were
this
only
point.
enough hours in the day.
I think we better move on from this point. This is getting
Please.
poor John. We'll come back to some things in a minute, but I'm going to show you guys this one first, and then we'll come back. Poor John. Poor John. You got up for
love you,
this.
John. We
so
love you,
early.
John.
All the way from the land down under. All right, here's a video. This lady, watch her. She says, we don't tolerate intolerance. What? Watch this. Is great.
Yeah.
You all about inclusivity? That's the paradox of inclusivity. The paradox of tolerance. Have you heard of that? What is so wrong with me that I shouldn't be welcome here? Because we don't have to tolerate intolerance.
We don't have to tolerate. We're the tolerant group, but we're not going to tolerate intolerance. Like, what the?
This is
Wow.
This is, you know, I've never quite understood lefty thinking. I mean, it's like something is just wired, like, you know, just switch the wires, you know? I mean, really, that's all I got to do.
Funny. By
Does
the
not
way,
make
Keto
sense.
Mama says it's Pick on John Day.
Oh, I can dish it back. We need three coffee cup Johnny for that.
Yeah, no, it is Pick on John Day according to Keto Mama. I just thought I'd tell you.
The reality is that John is actually the only one here that's walking in the Spirit today.
Like I say, grace for our times.
There you go.
Maybe we should call the show Grace for Our Times instead of You Can't Make This Up. Hey, let me get
At
back
that
to
point, hey, listen, all it does is it gives you license to do whatever you want.
This is true. This is true. Okay, before we get to the tip of the week, I want to go back to this whole peace and safety thing, Peter Thiel and so forth. Curt, I mean, because they're saying Trump's Antichrist and stuff like that. So walk us through this. This is the way I see it. The world is radically on this unbelievable fast pace to be prepped for everything. And it's not just technology, but we can tell obviously what's going on with Israel, but the hearts and minds of people are being conditioned to receive what's coming. And one of the main things is peace and safety. I think that's what's going on. As we have wars and rumors of wars, lawlessness is abounding. People are crying out all over the world, peace and safety. Trump got his peace plan, so people are saying, he's the one, he's the Antichrist. However, I think it's just all of the preparation for what's coming. But I'm curious, you first, Curt, and then I'd like to hear John's thoughts.
Well, I mean, guys, I mean, in all honesty, I mean, and Trump, first of all, is all about the art of the deal. We know that. We know about the book. That's kind of how he does what he does. And Trump is really all about America. He's America first. And by the way, that doesn't mean it's America only. You know, I'm sure that France is about France first. I'm sure that Canada is about Canada first. And hey, in my home, we're about our home first. But he's about America first. So he wants to do whatever it takes to, from his standpoint, to make America great again, healthy again, prosperous again, productive again, whatever you want to call it. To be honest with you guys, I mean, I just don't see anything beyond that. I think that literally what you see is what you get there with that. And but for me though, like I said earlier, my question is the people that are surrounding him, and for the most part will probably outlive him by quite a long time as well. They're the ones that I'm questioning. What are their plans? What are their agendas? And yeah, so that's my concern.
So did you just say because they're going to outlive him by a long time that we're not getting raptured in September? Is that what you just inferred?
Oh no! Well, I'm not. I'm not happy about the rapture. I guess then I.
John, what do you think about?
Well, look, I think trying to say that Trump is the Antichrist, or anyone for that matter, is the Antichrist, is exactly akin to setting dates for the rapture. I mean, really, you know, it's like, well, who knows, you know, and again, it's one of those things we can observe and try and, you know, it's like, I guess, playing roulette, you know, it could be this guy, who knows, you know, spin the wheel. You know, don't know, but I'm not going to get so overly concerned, you know, about it. That's really my take on it. The one thing I will say, though, too, and I've said this on your channel, I've said this on mine, is that, you know, I think the U.S. dollar is slipping drastically. I got to see inflation firsthand when I was there in the United States. I did this as an example on my channel just recently, where, you know, we don't get baked beans, at least the American style baked beans here in Australia. So I made sure I had my fill, and that $2.99 can was $3.19 by the time I was on the airplane back to Australia here. So I mean, you know, just something so simple like that. That's a 7% increase. I've never seen food so expensive in the U.S. That just puts the squeeze on everybody there, and this is why I think, you know, people in the U.S. are struggling as much as they are. To your point in regards to, you know, peace and safety and sudden destruction, I've also said this before on your channel, where I think people have a very good ability to handle extreme amounts of stress for short periods of time. It's when you go and you extend that period out that people get to the point where it's like, okay, just give me peace. I'll do whatever you want. We saw that during COVID. I think you and I have talked about this, about the people in Israel who are now really feeling it, where they've been under the stress now for almost 2 years of, you know, there's just all the stuff going on with Gaza there. So when, you know, I see destruction coming to a point where it's going to be like, excuse me, where people have never experienced it before. And so when you do have somebody come in with a solution, AKA the Antichrist, people aren't going to be running away from it. They're going to be running to it. So that's why, you know, as far as I'm concerned, you know, my mission is to basically get the gospel out for people now. I don't want people here during the 7-year tribulation, yet a lot of people will go or will be through it.
Yeah. So really appreciate what you both said. I agree wholeheartedly. John, I do have one question. You ate all these beans and you got on a plane. What was it like for the people sitting by you? I was just wondering. You don't have to answer that, but you know, while you were talking, I wasn't listening to anything else. I was just wondering how bad the flight was.
So that's your takeaway, Tom?
Pretty much, because it wasn't really.
That's your takeaway. I give you this whole long speech,
John,
I have this stuff, and you're wondering what kind of gas I'm releasing on the plane.
To tune you out. I don't know what it is. It's just this. I'm joking. All right, back to these things. Even when you look at, I heard somebody say not too long ago regarding peace and safety from 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. This guy's all over the internet. A lot of people follow him. And he said, it's obvious we're almost out of here because this is the peace and safety of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. I thought, this is crazy. In the context, you have 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 with that there will be a catching up, a catching away that takes place first. And Paul makes it very clear. You have two categories of people: those who are caught up to meet the Lord in the air, who don't die. And then Paul says, hey, I shouldn't even have to write to you these things. When they say peace and safety, sudden destruction comes upon them, they shall not escape. Two completely different categories. We don't even have, so that, I mean, to put it into that same context, what we hear now is just nuts. But I think it's the preparation of the minds and the masses. We've been prepared through COVID and all of these different things that have been going on. But I look at this, we don't even have 10 kings yet. You know, I look and go, you start looking at these things in the right context, and it's a little bit more challenging. And by the way, on the issue of Israel, okay, we can go back 2 years, October 7, 2023, and say, hey, they've been in this. You actually go back to the beginning of COVID, because that's when Israel's troubles started. It has not been the same for 5.5 years, and I know because I go there often. I was just there in March. I'm going there again in 6 weeks, and I talk to the people over there all the time. It is not the same. Israel has been isolated, and we can see they're being more and more isolated. So 5.5 years, this has been going on. Israel's been getting the squeeze, and now the major hatred coming against them. That to me is a very significant sign of what is going on. But we haven't even arrived at 10 kings yet. So that peace and safety of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, I mean, you know, come on. I mean, it's just these gross misinterpretations that sometimes seem to be done on purpose. So anyways, that's my 2 cents worth. Okay, if you guys have nothing else to say, then
all I got to say is I think it's just a lot of clickbait.
Yeah, it is. So Don Hathaway says the rapture won't happen on the 23rd because he has a pedicure scheduled. So, and someone else said it's when it comes to like America First, John, you said it's America First, or Curt, you did America First, France First, or whatever. He said, no, it's not France First, it's France Wrong. They live by a different policy. So I can't remember who it was that said that one. It's not France First. How can I be wrong again with Macron?
I keep saying, I've said this to you before, Tom. Every time you keep setting a date for your next conference or your next trip or whatever, you know, Jesus just looks at that and says, "Oh, well, I can't come now." So
it's
you
my
just
fault.
gotta stop that.
It's okay. Curt, you're going to appreciate this. So and I'll let you speak in just a second. Listen to this, because this goes with what John said. The first time we came to the land down under, a couple of years back, right?
No.
Do you remember we're preparing for the conference probably 6 months before, and somebody that was involved that ended up not being involved was so upset with me because I said, well, let's just put the conference in, whatever it was, February of the following year, right? This goes back a couple of years. Do you remember they were really upset with me because they said, well, the rapture's going to happen before then. We need to have the conference now. We got to have it now. And I said, I can't make it out there now. Let's make it like February of next year. And February of next year came and went. And here we are a couple of years past that. So I look at this and go, it's nuts. Anyways, Curt.
Well, hey, guys, so I'm going to go back slightly here on what I have said on this program, on my own and everywhere else out there. Guys, listen, to be very honest with you and very open with you, I am actually a date setter, okay? I believe in setting dates with my wife. That's the date setting that I do. I set dates with my wife. Okay.
Nice.
So, just saying.
What a nice young man you are. What a nice young man.
There you go. So I am a date setter.
That's great. Hey, by the way, I appreciate your prayers, everybody. I'm heading to Los Angeles here in just a little while this evening, and I'm going to spend tonight, I should say, and also sometime tomorrow with the Jewish community, some folks from the Jewish community in Los Angeles. Looking very forward to it, and appreciate your prayers for that. Got to be about our Father's business, right? Got to be moving forward, whatever it is. Okay. You ready?
So you're not going for the ice raids?
I'm not worried about the ice raids. I have, for one thing, I'm a citizen of the United States. The other thing is, pretty much everybody I've seen that's been rounded up has been a criminal.
Yeah.
Did you see the guy that got caught, rounded up while Newsom was talking? That was the best. That was.
Oh, I missed that.
It was like a week ago. I think was it on this program we showed that, Craig? I think it was like a week or two ago. It was hilarious. It was the best.
Yeah.
But you know what though? You said pretty much everyone that they've rounded up is a criminal. Well, what about gruesome Newsom and nervous Nancy?
Nervous Nancy, and how about Obama and what's her name, Hillary, and the rest of them? Okay, tip of the week. We've been going a long time. Are you guys ready for the tip of the week? I don't know what it is. Have they shared it with you what it is?
I have no idea.
You have no idea? All right. Let's see what the tip of the week is, everybody. Oh my goodness! Oh, what is? Wow! Oh my gosh! I guess it's the 100 years here, folks. What is this?
See, you just wish that you lived around snow, Tom.
You know what? I am not cleaning this up. I got to get out of here. These guys are wearing Billy Crone jackets. Look at this. Look what they've done. They're wearing Billy Crone jackets. Get over here, Noah. Look at these guys. You're all wearing Billy Crone jackets.
So we're all taking off.
Wow.
You're cleaning up this mess. You guys have. All right.
We'll see you next week, sir.
Oh. All right. Hey, Curt, John, Pastor Curt, John, thank you so much for joining today for our 100th episode. And thank you guys for sharing when I'm gone and traveling and can't do it. You guys cover. You all do an outstanding job. Thank you so much. John, somehow we'll get you shirts, hats, probably not till I see you. Are you coming to the States anytime soon?
I am actually.
Are you coming to the West Coast?
Yes, I am.
When?
Super secret.
All right.
Things are happening.
Oh.
Good things are happening.
Okay, so Curt, we'll just are you in the know, Curt?
Am I what?
Do you know when John's coming out here?
He doesn't.
No, I don't.
He's sworn to secrecy.
Okay, he's sworn to secrecy. All right.
We're looking for possibly, Lord willing, October, November.
I'll be in Israel.
That's why I'm coming there.
By the way, everybody, our Israel tour for October is completely full. People have asked me, do we have any more? Yes, we have one coming up in spring. Or you can register for. Some people already have. Or next fall. Check them both out at hopeforourtimes.com. We'd love to see you with us in Israel. Because, listen, Jesus is coming, and we don't know when, so we're going to move forward. God bless you, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Pastor Curt and John Prescott from Australia, we all thank you for joining us. Bye, everybody.